think about yesterday.
Guess I gotta figure out some way to work from home. I need to set up something. But what do I do? The magnificent, the wonderful Dr. T. I mean, he is a subject matter expert of pretty much anything within the realm of, let's say, the universe. So, I mean, I'm so happy to have him. Multiple PhDs, numerous dissertations. Without further ado, Dr. T, we would like to ask you about working from home. Right, mate, thank you very much for that very humble introduction. You know, I really don't mean to brag, but I mean, some people do call me the expert's expert. So my advice to the average person out there, how do I put it, mate, is to really resonate with your external environment. You gotta bring in elements of the outside world into your indoors, mate. That's the best way of doing it, ain't it?
So I got to work. So I did a bunch of research and I came across the company fully. The idea was to build something exactly like what Dr. T mentioned. So I reached out to a brand that in my opinion specialized in health and wellness as their primary focus, rather than just building a desk. I shot them a quick email to see if they'd be interested in working with me, and the result you're watching now. I'm glad to be partnering with a company whose focus is on balance, wellness, and social responsibility, which is immediately apparent. Everything from their bamboo desks, which they make sure to source from sustainable forests where it's grown without pesticides or fertilizers and matures for 5 years, to their 100% recyclable and EPE-free packaging.
What is up, guys? My name is Tausif Hussain, and today we're talking about my natural, minimal, and productive desk setup. Yeah, it's all those things. Building and looking at desk setups has always been a hobby of mine. I absolutely love seeing what people can put together with their workspaces. And I feel a good desk setup tells a story about who someone is and what they value in that particular moment in time. For me, currently, that's reducing the clutter around me and embracing the outdoors more. And the theme around this entire setup is wellness and nature. So without further ado, let's start hacking away at this tree. So without further ado, let's start growing this tree, this tree of this video. That's even worse. Anyway, so let's talk about the desk and the chair. Now, this is a foundation of any desk setup, and for my desk, I went with the Jarvis Bamboo Standing Desk. This fully leans into my natural theme for the setup, and I went with the white base in order to keep the color palette I wanted for the setup. This desk feels super sturdy, which is important, especially due to the fact that I'm going to be attaching a bunch of additional items to it. More to come on that later. The wood finish looks and feels amazing, but the two biggest reasons I love this desk is that, one, this is a sit-stand desk, which really helps me get the blood flowing when I'm tired of sitting down. I legit don't think I can go back to a non-motorized desk again. The wellness benefits of this are just too good to ignore. And the second reason I love this desk is that you're fully able to customize this desk to your liking with tons of accessories available. Here's a spec list of how I customize this desk for those who want to do something similar. Firstly is the size. I went with a little smaller this time with a 48 inch by 30 inch. Now that's one thing that if I had a choice again, I'd probably do over. I'd go with something slightly bigger. Next, I got these wire grommets, which have honestly been game changing because it offers a 3-pin plug point, a USB-C connection, and a USB-A connection, which pretty much covers every product in the world, I think. Next is this OLED touchscreen panel for changing the elevation of the desk. And it even has 4 different memory settings, so I don't gotta fiddle around with it, and it'll give me exactly the height that I want every single time. Next up is cable management. And I think for this one, I'm gonna take you guys on a field trip. Let's go. So when you get down here, this tray right here, that one is, it comes part of a kit called the Cable Tray Kit, and it comes with everything you need in order to pretty much do all of this cable routing. It comes with the stickies and everything, and it also comes with this power bar, which you can see that's stored underneath there. So when you see this desk, all you see is basically a single cable coming out of it. It looks dope. It's what dreams are made of. Next up is my monitor arm. Now this is also an add-on for the desk and it's called the single Jarvis monitor arm. It works pretty well, it's flexible, it's sturdy, and I trust my monitor on it. It's also got built-in cable routing and a place to store your Allen keys if you ever need to adjust the tension in the arm. Next up are these subtle yet useful magnetic desk hooks. They have really strong magnets. Like I actually sometimes have a tough time pulling them off. And they can hold quite a bit of a load. So I use it to sometimes drop my backpack onto it, sometimes my headphones, and I even use some of my cables to wrap around these things. Another accessory I got with the desk is the bamboo desk drawer. It blends in perfectly with the desk and it's actually quite useful to have a storage compartment right where you're sitting. The last desk related accessory I'd like to bring up are these wheel casters. Now with my new setup, I wanted to make sure that the desk is mobile and modular. More on that in a future video. And I can move it around and adjust it wherever I want to film inside the studio. Let's say I want a different background. It's as simple as unlocking the wheels, unplugging one cable, and just like that. It's easy. Now, one of my biggest gripes with the last table I had was that it was wobbly and unstable. And anytime I'd even type on the table, everything on the table would shake, including the monitor. Thankfully, I do not have that issue here. All in all, with the starting price coming in before any of these accessories at $519, it's not that much more than your regular run-of-the-mill IKEA sit-stand desk, which usually comes in about 450 bucks. Now, with the great setup comes great posture responsibility, and that's why I chose to go with the highly unconventional Capisco chair by Hag, which is also sold by Fully. Okay, now here's the deal with this chair. When I initially purchased it, it was quite a big departure from what I was used to, and there was a slight adjustment period. I'm just used to parking my behind into a cup of a chair and just hanging out, you know? However, this chair functioned completely differently. The unconventional shape of this chair makes it comfortable to sit front ways, sideways, and even backwards. This is probably one of my favorite ways to use this chair. You can also fold your legs up and sit, which I used to do on traditional chairs quite a bit. On this one, it seems a little bit more comfortable because of the grooves in the chair. I'd 100% get the foot ring. I use it a lot for sitting. In fact, I'm using it right now while I'm recording this video. Now, in terms of price, the chair is actually quite hefty, but that is if you're not used to ergo chair pricing. However, when you consider the category it's playing in, which is higher end quality ergonomics, it's actually quite cheap compared to the competition. For example, the chair I wanted to get previous to this particular one was a Herman Miller Embody, and that can run you anywhere north of 1.5K. But the way I see it, if you're someone who works at a desk often, which is probably going to be a large part of many jobs going forward given the current socioeconomic climate, then a good chair is an investment into your physical well-being. It can really impact your posture and your back. And given that some of us are on our desks for nearly 8 hours in a day, that investment becomes slightly more palatable. Okay, next up is my computer of choice, and currently that is the 2019 MacBook Pro 16-inch. I got this decently spec'd out because it's my workhorse. I don't use any other computers. I pretty much edit all my videos on this with Final Cut Pro. Next up is where I store the laptop. Now, I wanted a solution that would fit with the whole minimal look of the desk, and I wanted a laptop out of sight. The solution I came up with is the Pen Lcom under desk lockable laptop drawer. I just leave my laptop in there pretty much all the time, and it's running in there, and I pretty much also have the option to lock it up if I ever need to, which actually came in pretty handy when I was selling my house and there were showings happening, so I had random people coming inside the home. Now the drawer has holes all across the entire bottom, which is super important for ventilation, so when I'm editing and there's high loads on the laptop and the fans are running, then there's enough airflow that I'm not concerned about the laptop. I can even work on the laptop with it pulled out, and it's even got the soft foam for your wrists, so whenever you need to work, then it feels comfortable. Okay, now the question comes, but Tausif, what about accessories, and is it annoying to access your laptop when it's tucked away? Well, I'm glad you asked, Jimmy. If your name's Jimmy, shout out. Shout out if your name's Jimmy. Well, I'm glad you asked that question because that brings us to the next item, which is the 12 South Stay-Go USB-C hub. I've basically run a USB-C cable from the drawer where the laptop is under the table and routed it all the way to the edge of the table where I've mounted this USB-C hub using Velcro. And with this setup, if I'm on the go, I can just detach the hub and take it with me. And it even comes with a tucked away USB-C cable for on the go, which is why I went with this hub in the first place. Now, I mentioned at the start of this video how much I like standing desks. Fully introduced to me a new dimension to them. Standing mats. Guys, come on, get excited. Typically, when I stand and work, my feet start to get fatigued over time, and I end up sitting back down pretty quickly. So Fully also sent me this thing called a Move Mat by Airs, which is basically designed to imitate the forest floor with varied terrain. Yeah, that's wild, and it completely fits in with my theme and thus the excitement. So there's basically like a bunch of different bumps and shapes that are meant to simulate the rocks, roots, and fallen branches you would encounter on, let's say, a forest floor that you can basically massage your foot with while you're standing up. So it's not just like a flat surface, there's like a nice cushioned surface with like different like elements down there so that you can like basically massage your foot. It's so cool. Next up is an exciting category as well, and that is my wooden aesthetic accessories and their respective products. So for my setup, because my desk and shelves are all bamboo, I decided to go with a slightly darker walnut wood to create that pop of color separation. Starting with the mouse pad, I've got a vegetable tanned leather surface with a hand sanded and oiled walnut basin for my pen. The leather surface keeps the mouse movement smooth and it looks gorgeous while doing so, and it's gonna look even better when it patinas. On top of that, the mouse of choice of mine remains the MX Master 3 from Logitech. TLDR, if you're looking for an all-day productivity beast of a mouse that's comfy, feels premium, has a super nice scroll feel, and plenty of customizable buttons with an app that also allows you to further customize the mouse function to individual apps, then look no further. This is it, chief. Next is the housing for my keyboard, which is made out of walnut and it is perfectly fit for the Apple Magic Keyboard. It also adds a slight elevation to the keyboard because I generally find that the Apple Magic Keyboards are pretty low. The Magic Keyboard is what I pretty much keep coming back to when I'm not reviewing or testing out another keyboard. It just works. I love the typing experience on it. It's not too loud, it's not too soft. I don't need to charge it for long periods of time, which is a huge plus and probably the main reason I use it. And also it never disconnects from my laptop, unlike several other Bluetooth keyboards that I've used. The only missing thing is a backlight and a fingerprint sensor, which I wish Apple would implement anytime now. Right below it is vegetable tanned leather seated on a bed of hand sanded walnut, which functions as an aesthetically pleasing yet functional wrist pad. It's also got natural rubber below the leather, which provides an extra cushion and support for your wrists. To the left is a walnut casing that is perfectly fitted to house the Apple Magic trackpad, and it provides a bit of elevation to the trackpad, so it's nice to have. Even though I use a mouse, I like having a trackpad as well. I've talked about this in earlier videos as well, but I regularly use both at the same time. The trackpad just speeds up my navigation on the Mac, especially when I'm editing or in serious work mode. On the right hand side of the table, I also have a little walnut planter, which is lined with aluminum so that it doesn't damage the wood when you water whatever plant you have in there. I'll actually be discussing my flora in the setup, so stay tuned for that shortly. On the right hand side to my planter, I have my headphone stand. Now this is made of solid hardwood with natural vegetable tanned leather again, and has stainless steel layers as well in order to produce a premium, well-made yet aesthetically pleasing stand. This really makes any headphones you throw on it look mint. The headphones I have on here are the Sony MDR 7506 professional large diaphragm headphones. These are basically an industry standard pair of monitoring headphones. It helps when I'm trying to edit or use my mic. So I ended up picking up the desk mat anyways because I feel like it adds a nice, cool look to your table, and also it's nice to have a softer surface to put things on, such as your phone. I will say though that even though the wool felt looks the best to me, it's also pretty pokey to use. However, I'm sure if I had a larger table, these may not be an issue because the mat would just be up further from where I'm sitting. Next up is my lamp. Now this is Pretty much always the most requested item in all my desk setup photos or videos. This little ring lamp back here, I picked it up a long time ago when I saw it over on Jonathan Morrison's channel, and it has lived on my desk ever since. I just love the aesthetic look it adds to the background, and it also looks nice to film with. It's called the Bright Tech Circle LED lamp. It comes in black and white, and it has 3 different adjustment settings for brightness. Next up is a very unconventional category for a desk setup, but we're gonna be talking quickly about the plant life on my desk. First up is a succulent by the name of, and I'm probably gonna butcher all of these, but it's called Marnier's Kalanchoe. I just like the way it looks, and it's nice and small, and it can pretty much live through droughts, which is probably one of the reasons I got it. Next, I have up on my desk my dear little friend, who is a cactus that goes by the name of Euphorbia mammillaris. This little guy looks like he's waving at you, and that's pretty much why I bought it. You would too, don't lie. And the big guy that I have over here is called the Majestic Palm. Pretty common in home decor, requires a little more care, so... Okay, next up is my monitor. It's the same monitor I had in my last desk setup video. I've had my fair share of monitors, however, the one I've stuck to so far is the 34-inch LG ultra-wide 5K monitor. You know what they say, once you go ultra-wide, you can't go back. 100% true, and the added real estate width-wise is highly addictive. As for the boom arm, I went with something called the Blue Compass. In my opinion, it's one of the sleekest and cleanest looking boom arms you can find. It looks much better than the Rode one, and it's got everything I need, including brackets for cable routing, tension knobs for adjusting the positioning, and a desk clamp to attach it to any table. Once I mount the mic onto it and adjust the tension, the internal spring design works really well, allowing you to move the mic around and making sure it stays there wherever you move it to without you having to constantly fidget with it. The mic attached to it is the legendary Shure SM7B. It's a dynamic cardioid microphone. I use it for voiceovers, podcasting, and pretty much anything I need to do professional audio for. Keep in mind, however, this is not a plug-and-play setup with your laptop, and you will likely need an audio interface, which by the way is not part of my desk setup, so I probably won't be covering it today. However, if you're interested, make sure you sub to the channel because I'll likely cover it in the next couple of videos. Okay, so that pretty much sums up my personal desk setup for 2020 thus far. I really enjoy putting desk setups together, especially with a particular theme in mind, like this one. If you need help building your particular workstation or want to share what you have currently in the setup, please do let me know in the comment section down below, or link me up on Instagram or Twitter. In any case, I hope you found this video helpful, beneficial, and entertaining. I actually have a few more setup videos coming up in the next couple weeks, so if you like this sort of stuff, then make sure you guys stay subbed to the channel and hit that notification bell, and make sure you guys select all notifications so that you know when I drop that hot stuff. And if you like this content, if you found this video beneficial, make sure you guys go ahead and crush that like button. And if you like content around tech, gadgets, filmmaking, and lifestyle, then make sure you guys go ahead and smash that subscribe button. And as usual, I will see you guys in the next one. Peace. Oops, USB-C. Sorry, folks. Oh my god, dropped my cactus. Yo, you could do like the crab dance with this thing. Man, Dr. T is a G. By the way, you know what's weird? How did the screen turn on randomly at the start of this video? That's so weird. Guys, the air is so much more fresher in this room. It must be all the trees, you know? It's like all the natural stuff. Ah.